So this right here was the granddaddy of all announcements, man. I mean the granddaddy of all announcements, like no joke. Resident Evil Requiem, tiny bit of gameplay and some story. But I was like, I was watching this, I gotta think like, now I know why Capcom wanted a new female protagonist.
Dan, come on. You have been on that thing all day.
Well, if you're gonna work so late.
Get some sleep, eh?
I'm almost done, just a sec.
It's really coming down hard.
Mom, phone. Mom.
It's right beside you.
Hello?
Miss Ashcroft?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna definitely be the
Who
opening.
was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
What the?
They're coming. Grace, we need to go.
Go where? Mom, what's going on?
Hurry.
Wait, who's coming? What's wrong?
We need to keep our voices down.
This is ridiculous.
Come on.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time.
I do like how it's like literally transitions from like, from this to like a little bit of gameplay, like right around here. I know for a fact it's going to be like, going to default to first person.
Stay close.
Mom, wait!
Grace, keep moving.
Oh, who's that? Oh,
I don't know why.
I'm
My
so
brain was
sorry
thinking,
about
oh
the
my
power
god,
outage.
Guillermo del Toro.
What happened?
it's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Don't worry.
I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find my.
Come on in here, Grace. Grace, look at me. Grab my hands. Okay, look at me. Look at me.
He's having a panic attack.
And out. Breathe in. And out. Oh, Grace. I promise you, I will explain this all to you one of these days. Grace. Please know that you are my hope. Never forget that.
What are you talking about?
Just. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Mom, I'm scared.
No. We need to find a way out of here now.
But we don't have any of our stuff.
We can come back for it later, Grace.
I...
You know what's pretty something about this right here? Like literally, like I don't know why. I really don't know why, but um, going back to like maybe like something like this right here. Okay, going back to something like this right here. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's see. Right around here.
I know.
It's very nice that they're giving us the option between third and first. I'm done playing first. Hell yeah. He's really gonna need Grandpa Lee to help her out. Hope he doesn't mind coming out of retirement. I mean, people are still talking about the whole like Leon situation, but I mean, I want to like like bet my money he's gonna probably show
That's
up.
where your mother was murdered.
Okay, so right around here, let me mute it, and then 2.5. Okay, so right around this right here. Okay, so they're actually reusing the same thing. So we didn't actually notice that like the hotel room that they were in this scene right here, right there. You can definitely see the comparison right here. They literally right there use a lot of bloom effects right around here during the cuts right here. Because it felt like nobody didn't even realize that this was her right there. So they really did a good job on, like, on blurring her out, to like not show off like, like that much. But yeah, you can definitely see like right here the comparison, like before and after, like right here. Then right around here, that's, let's see.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time.
Okay, then this right here, same thing, big comparison before and after right here. So again, they do a little lens bloom effect. I would say like a blend, no, bloom effect like right around here. So again, you don't see, like they do like a little zoom in right here on her. And then you don't see like, like Grace right here because again, because all this like, like visual effects that they did for this reveal trailer, like right around here. Then, unfortunately, this one here, well, we do see him like, like, bad the guy, like right around here. But it doesn't actually show, it didn't show him like this mysterious hooded man doing this right here. But this is what I'm guessing, like right around here. So let me see, because I want to play. I'm playing this in slow motion. Okay, wait. Hold on, time out. I think I got it. Okay, it's right around. Let's see.
Any of our stuff.
We can come back for it later, Grace.
Okay, yeah. So right here in this cutscene, like right here, you see the man like come out of nowhere, and that's when he does a deed. And then this right here is like the cutscene that technically plays, like the hooded man, like like killing Grace's mother. So yeah, this definitely does play out like what we're gonna be seeing like soon, because yeah, right here, right before that, it was supposed to transition to this right here, you know, seeing her mother get stabbed by this man right here, falls down to the floor, and then literally like this shot right here shows him just standing right in front of her. So really, I would definitely say that like we might see this. We only saw like like this part here, her looking outside the window when it's raining, and then this part right here, like trying to like get her daughter to safety, and then it all leads up literally to her death, which is this scene right here, because they're still in the hotel area. And what I'm thinking of is that we saw a little bit of what the gameplay is going to be. We saw the beginning of it. So it's gonna probably be a prologue. And I'm thinking that, well, what I'm probably thinking of is she has to probably go to like, through some therapy. Because like what she saw, is like, her mother's gruesome death by this hooded man, that she don't know who she is, and she is still like, like puzzling and wondering like, why did her mom say those types of things, saying like they're coming? Because again, we know in Resident Evil lore that like in Outbreak she is a reporter and she's been doing a lot of digging around on what Umbrella has been doing, especially like, conducting like these experimentations on human beings and like not to mention like like doing these sort of things to what happened like in Raccoon City many years ago, and it does kind of feel like there's like a Neo Umbrella type of thing, you know, some kind of like like another evil umbrella corporation, you know, that is going after people who took down Umbrella, and kind of knew for the fact, like, that like since well, Alyssa Ashcroft, like, has been reporting all this stuff, like, and been doing all this and that. Uh, she kind of knew for the fact, like, that she was gonna put her life in danger because she is a reporter, you know, and she knew one day that like some evil organization, like whatever, is gonna come after her, like for reals. And then, well, I guess like she had a family and like she had a daughter, and unfortunately, like she didn't want nothing to happen to her. So, yeah, I would say for reals, like that her being the new protagonist, like and seeing something like this right here, that's going to happen like soon when the game comes out in February. I mean, it is gonna be like shocking and like sad at the same time. I mean, it's something like for like anybody who ever played Resident Evil Outbreak and like maybe used the character and they liked the character, and basically like like seeing her like like seeing that like happening to her is going to be like very very hard, you know, like literally. It's going to be like so damn hard. I mean, I never played Outbreak. I've seen people play Outbreak before, but I mean, again, like this hooded man, and then like seeing her like her mother like die from this dude right here is going to be a big shocker. But again, this right here would definitely be a prologue to like Resident Evil 9, and I'm kind of guessing she's probably still going through like like I'm gonna say this right now. Basically what we just saw is just gonna be like like a dream that she has, like like a nightmare, still reliving like that horrible incident in her dreams, like she cannot stop dreaming about this, she can't stop thinking about that, which I would definitely say for reals, like why I would say like Grace will probably like has to go to like like therapy, because like it's something like that she went through in the past, and then right around like in this point, yo, what's up, Inuyasha guy? Um, when she gets like this right here,
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
so yeah, we're seeing like like some of the gameplay. So they had this stuff, ready to go. Literally, they had all of this right here ready to go and saved it up for gamescom, like for reals. I mean, kind of with the fact that she does wake up like in a hospital, gurney, you know. But again, that leads up to like to the present, like like her like like join the FBI, and become like an FBI agent, and this right here is like 8 years ago. That leads up to the now, which is her now going on an investigation to where again she doesn't want to relive that horror again, but she feels like she must, because the thing is, she wanted to tell her daughter about what's been going on, but I think like it was probably too late. But what I'm guessing is like maybe just maybe like like there's probably something that she has, like the info that she had to the new that to the day of her death. She probably wrote some things down for her daughter to read and to find out her past life. You know, like it'll probably bring up some things like that is literally referencing some things about like Resident Evil Outbreak, and we know for a fact it is definitely going to. Like she'll tell like how she managed to escape the horrors of like Raccoon City and found out like like what Umbrella has been up to and how she survived with other survivors like trying to escape from the city from these like zombies and like mutated POWs that's been like roaming around the streets of Raccoon City and managed to get out there alive and live to tell the tale and live to report this sort of thing. But again, there probably were some things like like another like group that was literally like hotter on her trail, you know, because her exposed like like many things to like what Umbrella has done really angered and cheesed off like this group, you know, that's probably been like like doing and continuing Umbrella's research and experiments since the main one is like gone now and there's like another umbrella. Well, I mean, I'm gonna probably say, maybe like Umbrella Underground, you know, like it'll probably be like like something like that, like an underground umbrella that's been continually like research and still conducting like experiments that the Umbrella Corporation has still been doing ever since like the fall of Umbrella and Umbrella is like no more in finish. So again, basically, that's when she comes in and knowing that like the walls have eyes and ears, and she needs to be careful on what she does, And knowing she's being followed, knowing she's being tracked, and I'm pretty sure that when her daughter answered the phone, it had been the attacker, which is technically, I would say, the hooded man, because we don't really know like who he is. Like we don't know like who this person is. And now it's up to her to actually like continue from what her mother's like started, but also figure out like who's behind the stuff, and not to mention for the fact would definitely say for reals like who was her mother's killer, because she will probably like like try to like get revenge. But I can understand like like why Capcom has literally like chosen to make a brand new character for Resident Evil 9, because we all know like these other characters that we played on like the numbered games of like Resident Evil 9. I mean, the Resident Evil series games. Like they don't get spooked out. They don't get scared because they were trained professionals, like like going through all this stuff, like with Jill and Chris, 2, Claire and Leon, 3, Jill, Carlos, 4, Leon again became a super cop, 5, Chris, Sheva, 6, Chris, Leon, Sherry, uh, fuck, I forgot the other dude's name. Well, I think you get the point of it. And then like with 7 was like Ethan Winters, and technically he was not scared or anything like that. He just got startled, you know. And then with Village, well, again he didn't get scared or anything like that. But with this new character right here, they wanted to actually like like bring somebody new. No returning ones, no new like no returning characters or anything like that. When you want an original character who's like literally like on the spookified of like, oh man, something dropped like in the distance, like and they're getting scared, like or like something is moving, or they hear like weird sounds, or they see something like like from a distance and they can't make it out like what it is, like and I'm pretty sure they want this character to have like a flight or flight experience whenever they're in a spooky and scary situation that they're going to be in. And that's when they made this character here, right here, to literally fill in the shoes, you know? So I'm kind of guessing, like, that's the reason why Capcom wants to make a brand new character where they're not like scared of nothing, you know. So with this right here, Gray's coming up pretty soon and becoming the new main character. We're definitely gonna see like like her go through some like spooky situations. But I'm kind of guessing I kind of said like like months ago when we first saw this here. What I'm kind of guessing is that like she will probably like like be like immune to the fear, like basically at the beginning of the game she's gonna be scared like like this and that, but as you make progress throughout the whole game, up leading like maybe up to a certain point, she probably will not be like like not scared like no more, like like let's say like she turns like from like a scared person like who's scared of this stuff to become like a person who's like ready to go, and it's like I'm not gonna be scared no more. I'm gonna like be ready to whatever you're gonna throw at me, I mean, I might hear some noise, but I'm gonna put my defense up, to find out if you're coming for me or there's something behind me that's like, stalking me, and I'll be ready to take you down. But we're probably gonna be seeing something like that, like the characters like making some progress, like literally from like not from being scared to not being scared. And I'm thinking like that's gonna probably be like what the premise of like Resident Evil Requiem is going to be. I don't know about Leon, like, coming into like Resident Evil 9. I don't know. I mean, it would be promising, but again, that's gonna be up to the developers, like, because I mean, this game is like not gonna be out like anytime soon until like next February. So, I mean, maybe they do like another one, like maybe around the VGAs, because the VGAs are around like December, you know? And that's like 2 months before. So I'm thinking of this, they might do another trailer, more gameplay, and maybe something more to it. That they're probably, like, I would say for reals, that they're gonna probably be saving them more pretty soon. Yeah, I really do think that's what they're gonna be probably doing. I don't think they're gonna probably show like anything like TGS. Maybe I would say a demo of the first part of the game. I'm kind of guessing, and then like down the road, which around time during like the video game awards, if they say like like Capcom is going to be like like there again, and they're gonna show like like, or they confirm at least 1 week before the VGAs, they might just say they're gonna show off more information on Resident Evil Requiem, and that'll probably get their peoples like like hyped to the max to literally see something like that, and then like wait for the VGAs and then like see like like more, and see what we got like for Grace and more gameplay and like anything, and maybe just maybe like like, hey, your boy Leon coming in to save her. If that were to happen, I mean, that'd be awesome. But again, just gotta wait, But we got to see more gameplay of like Resident Evil Requiem, which is pretty good. And then we saw like like the prologue, and then I actually did a comparison like of like the reveal trailer to the current gameplay trailer. To which case we already knew for the fact that they actually had this thing ready to go, but we're saving it until Gamescom, and I'm pretty sure that's what they did. So kudos, Capcom, kudos. But that damn man, I cannot wait to see more of this game in February too, man. For reals.